Let us start doing meditating, friends. Gently relax ourselves. Let us be completely aware on only the breath. Just observe the inhale and the exhale. Okay, my dear friends, slowly come back. Put your hands on your eyes and let us wait for 5 seconds. Now, very slowly, you move your hands. You may open your eyes. And please have the water when you open your eyes, friends. Good. So, friends, anyone wants to share your experiences, please, you can unmute yourself and you can share.
Hello.
Hi, Pallavi Garu.
Hi. Hi everyone. Yeah, this is Pallavi, and this is my first day of joining, and I joined a little late, 6:11, so I didn't get the introduction part. And this is the first time I'm meditating, uh,
Okay.
but I was not able to focus so much on my breathing, but still I was trying.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. Should I put on my video.
No, no, it's okay. I mean, just be comfortable of how you like.
Yeah, and one more thing, since I never have been sitting down with crossed legs, so if I do that, then I get strain in my leg. So
You can also sit on the chair. It's the main thing is about being comfortable when you do meditation. So you can also sit on the chair. You can cross your legs like by touching the feet on the ground. No, so
okay,
yeah.
okay,
It's also a very simple technique just to observe the breath, like the inhale and the exhale. But the thing is, like thoughts will be flowing in, and our job is only to focus on the breath in meditation. In the beginning, of course, it will be really difficult. It's not about also the concentration because uh, meditation is a whole entity. It's not like the single subject to be focused on, so don't think like there is no concentration or something, but over the time, it's just like to only observe the inhale and the exhale, and the rest will fall on its place so easily. So no need to
yeah.
worry on that, Pallavi Garu.
So for the first 15-20 minutes, 15 minutes, what I did was I inhaled with my nose, both of my nostrils, and then I exhaled with my mouth. Uh,
Mhm.
so in that, I was able to focus somewhat, but because of my surrounding, also maybe I was losing the focus. And but I was making a deep breaths, and sometimes I was also counting 4 to 5 counts for breathing and exhaling, so that I can focus that thing I was doing. But I don't know. In the back of my head, my head is little heavy. I don't know. This is the first time
Hmm.
I'm feeling a little heavy because of maybe because of the deep breaths. Uh,
And these are the common experiences as well. Like sometimes you may see colors, some people will feel their body getting heavier. Some people will feel like they are getting lighter. So you're on the perfect thing.
oh,
Perfect way.
super. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was my experience. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome, Pallavi. Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, friends, anyone wants to share as well? I think I will also go today with the today's topic is like hermetic laws. I would like to also describe that. And if anyone wants to share, yeah, please welcome. Okay. So we shall have a sharing one more time after we have, yes, after we have the hermetic laws. So let me share the screen and just let me know if you guys are able to see it. And one second, friends. Just one second, sorry. I just wanted to share the screen and it's not appearing for me. Maybe if someone knows. Can you let me know if you are able to see the screen, friends? Any-
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So today we are going to, today I'm going to speak about the 7 hermetic principles. And I initially came to know when I have like communicated with Patriji in the previous days. There I came to know that there are laws on hermetic principles. There are 7 laws, which we will also see now one by one. And let me give you a background on the hermetic laws a bit. So, where does these hermetic laws come from, and where does these date through? So, these hermetic laws have been dating back to first and second centuries AD, and this says it is like a Gnostic tradition. And what means gnostic or gnosis, let's say, it's a pursuit of, gaining the knowledge to the spiritual, to become a master of spiritual mysteries. And also is like, this hermetism is about the self mastery, to understand what is happening with us, how we change the thoughts, and how the others patterns will change, and how everything vibrates to our thoughts. This is what is all about hermetism, and we will know this. And these hermetic principles, these letters were initially composed by Hermes Trismegistus, and over the time this has been destroyed, and again in the 15th century these letters were rediscovered and translated into Latin. And during this time, these letters, over the time these letters have been became very influential. And in the, especially in the Italian Renaissance, they became like a catalyst in order to influence, in order to raise the standards of people by putting how their thought impacts and how the culture, everything impacts by using these principles. They became so influential. And once again, these laws have been resurrected by Freemasons. And again, they were showed up in the teachings of American revolutionaries. So these laws are so influential. And if we see who is Hermes Trismegistus, here you can see who he is. And he is a master of all arts and sciences. And according to the ancient Egyptians, they say like he's the first intelligencer, and who is the embodiment of the universal mind. Everyone knows the universal mind, right? It's like we say the one mind. I mean, we also say that in the meditation, we are all one. We are all came from the same consciousness. We are from one consciousness. It is like this. He is like having the universal mind. And this Hermetism held immense value for these ancient cultures, like whoever the author also may be. And they acted as a catalyst to create renaissance and also revolutions and cultural regeneration. And I have to say, he's also the author who represents a combination of the ancient Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek god Hermes. They worked in parallel, and they gained so much on by utilizing these 7 principles, friends. And these 7 laws are some of the oldest and the most influential systems of thinking, which will expand horizons, and it has broadened the possibilities and aided one of the, the people became like more happier by implementing these laws in their practice, and their life became more meaningful, and they lived also a longer life. This is what the history was saying, and let us know every principle one by one. And also one more thing, there is no evidence of to know about the history of the Hermes, because the history is not possible to rediscover about what happened, especially in the 1st and 2nd centuries. And also remember that these are thousands of years ago. So before even modern science verified these unusually accurate claims. So now, the first principle, the principle of mentalism, as we said, the all is mind and the universe is mental. And let us know what is the all is mind. As we all know that, everything resonates. Everything is in the form of thoughts. We create our own reality. This is the initial thing which we are also saying in meditation, that we create our own reality, which means our thoughts are the initial things which are creating our reality. So we shift our thoughts to become more conscious. I mean, we have to become more conscious of our thoughts, and the things are also materializing on its way around our environment. This is what it says. Like the mind can be transmuted from state to state, degree to degree, condition to condition, pole to pole, vibration to vibration. Everything, the thought is like in a nanosecond, the thought changes. In a minute, have you guys imagined like how many thoughts will be coming into our mind. So our brain has got that much potential, and the universe exactly resonates to our thought system. This is why people say the thought system is very much important for us. We have to be aware even of our smaller thoughts. And this is the true hermetic transmutation is a mental art. As we said, thoughts are things. And this mental universe, for the sake of this experiment, like it has been explained as an infinite intelligence, or let us put like intelligent field. And the nature is consciousness on its own, and creating a dialogue of thought. And when we create a dialogue of thought, we also have to dance with the thought. I mean, that means our thoughts have to be in motion of that much. Like, we have to be really aware of what we are thinking. It truly explains also the energy, power, and matter. If any one of you are reading these days where Patriji is recommending the book like Mind Over Matter, please do read that, because it's really important for us to understand the alpha state, gamma state, all the states of the brain, like in which state we relax, in which state we tend to think in a normal way, in which state we are not supposed to think. All these were mentioned in that book. Please do read that, Mind Over Matter. That is more important to understand this principle of mentalism. And yeah, as it shows up within ourselves, these are all the nature of the things. And also in Hermetism, we have to understand that there are different levels of planes, levels, and dimensions. And especially when it comes to planes, there are 3 levels of planes. One, everyone knows, the first one is the mental plane, and the second one is the physical plane, and the third one is the spiritual plane. So everything resonates to each simultaneously. And these planes vary only in degrees. Why I have mentioned degrees is we will also understand this when the topic comes, the principle of polarity. We will understand why the degree is so important. So nothing is separated. Everything, all these planes are varying only in the degrees, and between the undifferentiated matter and spirit form. So let us see, in the first perspective, the mental plane is experienced simply as a thought, and some also can be seen as an insight, intuition, and a reason. And the wisdom of this plane corresponds with other planes as well, which is the unseen planes. I think everyone also have known the causal planes and all. Say everything, every thought, what resonates here also resonates above. That's what Patriji has also said. And our thoughts influence the entire universe. And our thoughts are not tied only on this physical plane, that we have to understand. These thoughts, I think I also have to mention this experience. When I finished my 3-day, at one point of the time, I was doing 3 hours of meditation for 40 days. And in the end of the 40 days, like around 38th or 39th day, I don't remember, I got a statement from the masters, like intuitionally, that the universe resonates, and whatever thought, even our bodies, whatever we are here, there are also higher forms, and everything resonates. Even the good thing, for example, if we get a good thought, also on the other planes, these thought patterns will change, and everyone will work in parallel. If they get, we change. So this is what we also need to understand, that we also need to put a conscious principle of how our thinking is. We have to also put a conscious effort to change our thinking patterns as well. And these have a very energetic impact on a spiritual level, which is very less obvious, but it is still real. Of course, everyone have experienced, and we are experiencing as well. So, and now let us see the second principle. And the second principle is the principle of correspondence. I think this has been understood by everyone, I guess, whoever have listened to Patriji's statement, This is as above, so below. So below, so above. So this says that there is always a correspondence between the laws and phenomena of various planes that manifest as being and life. And we all know only we are always seeing as a physical body. And when we leave this, when we vacate this body, how we will be on the spiritual plane is again, it impacts on how we have lived the life here. So let us all be aware of what is happening also on the other planes, which is like not able to see with the naked eye, but we have to really be aware of how we are living a life. So these are all interrelated, friends, like how our thoughts change, it impacts on our living, and how we are living here, it impacts on how we will live above in the above worlds, like in the other worlds. So this is really so important for all of us to understand, as above, so below, so below, so above. And we also need to understand the difference between the higher planes and the lower planes. Both the planes resonate, they resonate each other. And the next principle is the principle of vibration. So in the vibration, we can also see that nothing rests, everything moves and everything vibrates. Everything will move and every situation will go on. That is life, right? It also explains the matter, that matter, energy, and even spirit are simply varying rates of vibration. The matter, energy, and even the spirit, yeah, these are the rates of vibration. And knowing this, Hermetists believe that even thoughts have their own rate of vibration and can be controlled like tuning an instrument to produce various results for the aim of self and environment mastery. So according to the Hermetists, we have to gain the self mastery, and we also need to understand that by using this principle of vibration, we know that everything moves, everything resonates. So in this, everything at highest rates of vibration, the rate and intensity are so rapid as it appears to be motionless, like a spinning wheel appearing stable. And also it's the same also on the lower levels of vibration. The objects move so slowly, they appear to be totally at rest. Have anyone of you seen, for example, a flower blossoming? We don't even observe like when the flower is blossoming. It will be so at rest that the flower will blossom very slowly, like from a bud to a big flower. If anyone have observed this is what it happens. And also between these two, there exist infinite manifestations. So it's very important that we need to know that everything moves, everything vibrates, and nothing rests. There is no rest. We humans always think of a resting period, but everything is motionless. Everything moves. And the fourth principle is the principle of polarity. Here we can see everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. Everything is the same. So let me put a scenario here. For example, if we have seen the two poles, which means like let us see the heat and the cold. When these two are together, we feel it as normal degree, normal temperature. But imagine the cold in the absence of heat. We feel it. We cannot take it completely. We cannot take the cold completely. And at the same time, it's the same. We cannot also take the heat completely. And cold in the absence is just heat. So everything has to be dual. And here the balance is more important. And by knowing this, Hermetists also believe that even thoughts have their own rate of vibration and can be controlled like tuning an instrument. So And the same also has said here, the light and darkness, hard and soft, big or small, and even love and hatred, everything is the same. Especially with love and hatred, there is no clear point where one emotion becomes another, or when it passes through like dislike or indifference. Everything is merely a perception to a degree, and the principle of polarity exists only to these paradoxes. And this practice is the when you practice, especially the principle of polarity, is also called the art of mental alchemy. And I also have to say that we are looking at all these principles, right? The principle of polarity, the principle of vibration, the principle of correspondence, mentalism, or everything we choose of what our state is. Everything. We are the masters. We are the ones who choose whether to be in the lower vibration or in higher vibration, whether to be in the state of love or in hatred or jealousy, any other form. We are the ones who need to choose, and we have to be the masters of our lives. And based on this, every principle applies. And let us see next the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. That all things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. If you observe the pendulum, yeah, you can always see like how it resonates. And the measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left, and rhythm compensates. This is the statement which has written by Hermetic. So if we also see is the same like the death and life, everything, the death will come at one point for sure. And again, there will be also a life for sure. So between, just a second, sorry. Yes, friends, yeah. So when you know that things will lose, everything will come back, and the things you own now will disappear later. So this is what we also need to understand, that everything resonates in the form of rhythm. And being able to appropriate the smooth transitions can be the difference between the days of recovery, which is like mentally, physically, and emotionally. And knowing when to retreat and when to return is one of the many keys of the self mastery. This is what one has to understand. And through heightened awareness gained by this principle, we can experience the shift between the transcendental states of consciousness, and we also rise above the swing of the pendulum. And this rhythm will have an effect on like how one way or the other. But in awareness, it's everything is the same. Like all people who experience this self mastery do this to the some degree, but those who exert upon this principle are able to act from a place of purpose and swing them into reactivity state. So this is what is called the principle of rhythm, and also here, never stopping. It's always changing. It's always. So this principle controls the cycle of life and death, creation and destruction, rise and fall, and of course manifests in our mental states. So we have to be aware of what is happening in our mental state. So there is never stopping. It's always changing. This rhythm is always changing. And that is why we, the human beings, always have to resist. We should not resist the changes. If something happens, it's like the seasons are changing all the time. And we have to be in a state to accept everything, to accept how the motions are working, the notions. We have to say this principle of polarity, that opposite side pulls everything. We have to see the cycle of life here, cycle of life and death, creation, destruction, rise and fall, everything. Everything belongs to this mental plane, mental state. And the next thing is the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. As we said, like whatever things we do here, the karma is somehow will show it cause, but the karma is misunderstood in the olden days, but it is not. It is a perfect, very good principle. I mean, this states not only about the karma, it says like every cause has its effect. Everything happens according to the law. Of course, to this statement, for example, everything happens to the law. The chance is, but a name for this law is not still recognized. So, in the historical times, and there are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. We might also think like why this is happening on this physical plane, but we also do not know what is happening on the other planes. So maybe the other plane's cause is having effect now on our bodies. So we have to be really aware. And if we change our thoughts, everything is resonating, is working in parallel. And this principle embodies the fact that there is a cause for every effect and effect for every cause, meaning that nothing merely happens for no reason, and that there is such a thing as chance. And in harmony with this principle of correspondence, there are higher planes that dominate the lower planes, and nothing escapes the principle of cause and effect. Nothing happens without explanation. And the empowering to use this principle is to make the conscious choice to rise above the plane of thought you currently occupy, and to become your own cause and not just the effect of others and the situation you find yourself. This is, I mean, which is nothing to say. You have to be your own first mover, even for the effect. This is somehow confusing, but just focus and everything will be easy, friends. And out of alignment with this principle, we feel that we may be feeling reactive stress and frazzled, waking up only to handle and deal with the things that come our way. But instead of that, if we go out and determine, and if we create what we deserve to experience, then this will be the effect. So we have to put into action at first, like we have to make a first move, and we will bring the result, and it will no more a surprise. It's a product of calculation as well. So I believe like all the meditators are a great calculators with their thoughts and the vibration levels as well. So we, by understanding this principle, like we also have to move a calculative steps in our life, because as we know, everything has a effect and everything has a cause. And yes, and of course, we have to resonate to our highest states as well. And the quest is that someone who has mastery over this self and can control their moods, character. This is also called as stoicism. Like I believe some of you might also know, in this principle, the stoicism is more important here. Like we have to be mastery over our emotions. We can control our moods, we can control our environment, everything. And we also have to naturally obey the causation of higher planes in according to this principle. And it is also more important that awareness will give us the ability to rule our own plane without resigning to the roles by being a victim. So let us implement this, and let us finally see the final principle, the principle of gender. So I just have kept Ardhanarishvara Tattvam. So because like, which means gender is there in everything, and everyone has their masculine and feminine principles in their bodies. And gender is the same. Gender manifests on all planes. And especially when these masculine and feminine energies work together, then there will be a balance in life. That's what Hermetic says. It's by being like by having a balance on masculine and feminine principles, we will also be creative on all planes. We will be creative, yes. And in harmony with the principle of correspondence, this means that the masculine and feminine exist not only on the physical plane, but also on the mental, and spiritual as well. And this gender plays a role in all the things: generation, creation, regeneration. And nothing can come into being without the use of this principle. And many of the people knows that masculine qualities is like penetrative, it is progressive, conquesting, explorative energy that drives always towards progress. And the feminine is receptive, sacred. The feminine is more treasured, it's a protective energy in us, and that maintains tradition and honors the priority of what is most important. And while when both these qualities are like working in balance, we nourish ourselves. And this nourishment is most important, essential to our life. Too much of masculine energy without a balance of feminine also leads to a growth of power to the extreme of reckless abandon, where we lose our perspective of what is most important and what we forget the principle which began. So every human being have the masculine and feminine principles. We always have to know that they work in balance. And it is the same also in the higher worlds. This balancing should be there everywhere. And by balancing, we will determine the external circumstances, what is happening in our surroundings. All beings contain this great principle within them are as two parts. Every male has feminine energy and every female has masculine energy. Also, in our moods, actions, attitudes, and personalities, we see the dance of these energies within ourselves. So we can always see that. And this helps for creation, generation, and regeneration on the mental and spiritual planes, and not just physical. And true progress is possible through the balancing of these two energies. And that's why Gautam Buddha always says to follow the middle path. That is where this principle is saying. So we always need to work in balance, my dear friends. This is what even our energies have to be in balance. And choosing the middle path between these extremes of the feminine and masculine is the key to use all 7 Hermetic principles in full effect and achieving lasting self-mastery without straying too far from our path. So this is what, friends, I just thought of sharing all these Hermetic principles, Hermetism laws, whatever we say. And it is really important, and everything work in parallel. Nothing is, the principle of gender is separate or the other law is separate. Everything is the same. As above, so below. The vibration, everything resonates. So with this, I will stop the presentation here. So friends, if you are having any questions, so you can please go on and unmute yourself.
Hello, Neelima.
Hello.
I'm amazed, really. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm really amazed by your explanation of this very long topic.
Yes.
Yeah, and very deep as well. And I didn't join in the beginning, but Mrodology just gave me a notification because we had a similar conversation or about a similar topic. She sent me an article and I was asking about things that is totally related or completely related with what you were explaining right now. So I won't say you came in the right time, but you answered some of my questions, really.
Thank you so much.
I read about Hermetic laws before, but it was more complicated than the way you simplified it to us. So thank you so much, Neelima. It was amazing, really.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Yes. Thank you, Bharati. Thank you, Bharati Garu. Yeah. So yes, friends, I know this is a bit complicated subject, but we all have to understand, and everyone, of course, even if we know, it's always good to brainstorm ourselves. Yes, Amitaji.
Hi, Neelima. Wonderful meditation, and I went into a deep, deep trance. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And these principles are so applicable. I mean, they're written in first century and second century, but they're still so universally applicable. I mean, even in the present day. So can we correspond them to the chakras? I mean, I'm just asking.
Yes, actually, there is also an article where these kind of principle, I mean, these 7 principle, the chakra concept has combined, which I do not know, but they have stated, I read in an article, which I don't recollect it now, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but chakras are a bit different to what these principles.
Yes. Like
Yes.
universal consciousness, the last one, I think you can do it to the Sahasrara chakra, the 7th one.
Yes, the 7th one, the principle of
unity.
Yes.
The last
exactly.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
So now coming to this principle of rhythm. So again, they say, rhythm is like, you see consider 1 1s, 2 2s, 3 3s, that sort of, that is a rhythm. There is another rhythm which I noticed, like, how would I would say, it will be like 527, it will be like,
Yes.
it will be a sum, either subtraction or however, it will be the sum of all these numbers. So what does that indicate? Any idea? Like, it's not a consecutive number, but it will be like, say, 2136 or
I
2134.
think this question has to be posted to Sharuji because she's, very, she understands the numbers especially.
Yeah. I think I'll ask Sharuji, because I've been wanting to ask this for quite some time.
Yeah.
Generally, people will say, we solve 11, 11, 12, 12.
Yes.
But this is something slightly different. Like
Yes.
now, I just looked at the watch and it's like 22:42.
Mm.
And it's happening so regularly. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I also have heard that she explaining in other sessions as well on the notions of numbers. So I believe like she might give you a very nice answer than me, Amitaji.
Yeah. I think I'll talk to her. No, because it is a principle of rhythm, So I said,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's a wonderful discussion and so applicable.
Yes.
And the last one, like we were doing that book reading. Madhu is doing the book reading of the 1,000 Seeds of Joy. And so all these things, they just come together.
Wow.
Yes. Really
that's what we are working on, the universal consciousness, Amitaji. So
yeah, I know, really. Thank you, Neelima. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, thank you. Wonderful. Yes, friends. If anyone have any questions, please. I do not know who is Samsung. Like, is it Pallavi Garu or Pavani Garu? Sorry. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, Sarada.
Yeah. Hi, Neelima. That's a wonderful meditation. So I have a little bit doubt and so few days back, yeah, in my dream, someone has said it's a male voice. I remember. So someone said that I'm from certain dimension. Said directly that you are from Syrian. Serious. So you mean that it's a parallel life or the soul group present in that dimension?
Okay, there are 2 things here. The first thing, I mean, you got this in your meditation, right?
Sorry?
Who have said you this one? You got this as an intuition in meditation, right?
No. Usually, some I get messages during the meditation, and also in my dreams. So when mostly when I get confused or certain topic, or on the same day, I used to get the dream. Someone I don't know, different people, they come and they explain about the topic.
Yes.
So I hardly remember that, and I will note down the next day in my diary. So what is what, and so clearly some of my doubts were explained step by step, and some intuitions is explained in a process, and some negative. If a person has, or I mean, if anyone has some negativity in there, and trying to avoid, or trying to overcome that negativity, so how the process would be, how to overcome that. So it was explained in my dream. So many things were explained in my dream.
Wonderful.
So in that dream itself, one of the dreams, so I heard someone saying that you are from certain dimension. So serious. So when I had it clear about this doubt with the Ram sir, so he explained that it's a star civilizations, certain star civilizations. So and now going to your topic, so what's it is actually, as you said, there will be parallel lives and different dimensions.
Yeah.
So is it as a parallel life it's going on there, or something like soul group?
No, I mean, here there are two things, as I said. The first, there are beings on the star systems which are completely different to our bodies, and the life there is completely different. When you receive a message that you are from Sirius, it says that you belongs to a star, that is a star constellation, like a star system, where their work and the way they work in the harmony is completely different, and the parallel beings is totally different, because the parallel beings are somewhere, like, it's not only on the star constellation, there are also the other sides where, the soul entity, the essence will be carried out instead of the physical body, and they work in parallel. Star constellations is where you take the wisdom from and you take the body. So there, I believe, like, there are two different things here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Sahir is mentioning, yes, always trust your intuition, and please always write your messages, Saradaji.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So anyone wants to share, friends? Yeah, I have noticed Pavani Garu, you were about to say something. Yeah? No, we cannot hear if you are speaking.
Please, the headphones. Thank you, Master Neelima.
Thank
you so much. It was a great session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. A lot of hugs to everyone, especially to you, Sahir. Yeah. So with this, we will end the session, friends. If you are having any doubts, you can also post it in the group, and we shall have an interactive session as well there. And yes, see you all tomorrow. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening or a day, friends.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Neelima.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Neelima. Bye-bye. Thank you all.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Neelima.
Thank you.